Hi, Holly. I actually don't have my comments up yet, but I know you're there. It's going good. Busy, busy day today. I haven't even got my. There, maybe that'll be. I didn't even adjust my camera yet. It's been a busy day. How's everybody doing? Hello, Susan. Gonna tag folks, let them know we're here. And then we're gonna do the reading and talk about some stuff. It's so weird how so many content creators on across platforms, right? So many of them are not speaking up about anything that's going on right now. It's crazy. So we gonna talk about it. That's what we're gonna do. Nothing today but exist. Good. I'm so glad to hear that, Holly. You need to do that more often. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Looks like I'm okay on. Whatever. It is what it is, right? Okay. Give everybody a minute to come in. Put my do not disturb on. I was busy all day getting international shipping, you guys, is kind of a pain in the booty. So grateful for the order, but there's a lot more that goes into it than just regular domestic shipping. So I was busy today. Um, got the order out, and thank you guys who have been ordering from me. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my website, rebelspiritrising.com. My products and services are super low price right now. I've slashed prices all over my website. Still doing some stuff, but yeah, um, we're getting there. Thank you guys. All right. It's been a day. You guys, so I've been watching the unfolding events within the US, with mostly regard to LA, on TikTok, because you get actual perspectives of the people that are there, not news narratives. Depending on what side, whatever, they're biased. So you get these unbiased perspectives of what's actually going down on the ground. And just seeing how everyone's coming together, they're all taking care of one another, they are peacefully protesting, no matter what news media tries to tell you. They're peacefully protesting. But, like, the culture, if nobody really understands Latino culture, that's watching right now, I grew up in South, well, Southern California, South Central California, neighboring LA County, okay? And the culture is amazing. Latino culture is a part of my culture, even though I am not Latina. They're bringing water bottles. They're bringing tamales. They're bringing, they're bringing aid to the people that are in the thick of all of this and being attacked by government agencies and police agencies. They're still showing up with heart, and they are loving and supporting everyone that's there. So I have been having cry fests off and on watching all of this. But also the harsh, really ugly stuff too, brought me to tears a lot. But just seeing the glimmers of hope, the humanity, the love is truly inspirational and so amazing. And I'm so proud of our brothers and sisters for holding the frequency. It's an absolutely beautiful thing to witness. And if you guys haven't been watching it, don't know anything about it, if you, you know, are interested in finding out the truth about it, then I would definitely suggest watching TikTok going on. What's it called? What's Threads? Like, yeah, I haven't gotten over to Threads yet, but there's a lot of truth that's being portrayed on those platforms. So definitely urge you to look into it, especially if you're you're leaning towards the fascism side of things, which I know none of us here are, but someone might see it that is siding with the fascist regime. So doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not all about politics. Never have been. Never even voted. Um, as I know is my right, but I know that that doesn't really count. So I refuse to vote in those kinds of things. But the new earth is coming. We won't have to worry about politically rigged stuff, right? And I'm all about humanity and unity and coming together for one another for the highest good of all, not the highest good of the few. So that is why I haven't been political ever, but now all of a sudden you see me being a bit more, and it's not political. I wouldn't say it's political. It's human rights support, okay? Because I don't care left wing, right wing, same damn bird. And the other side, that's now they're recounting, votes and stuff. The other side is looking like that they're exposing that, yeah, the female won that contest, okay? But you have to also bear in mind that that female is aligned with and supports what's happening in Palestine with um, Gaza. So I can't not, like, I'm trying to alter my accent a little bit when I say those words just to try to, avoid algorithmic suppression for the subjects, because I am streaming to two platforms that do not support any kind of talk about those things, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. So, thank you guys for listening to that little bit. Just a little bit of a preface there for the upcoming podcast topics, because they're going to be centered around humanity, around the shift, the new earth, building that, and the falling systems. Okay. Oh my gosh. I was going through my chat GPT stuff. Hi, Cassandra. Nice to see you here again, love. I was going through my chat GPT because the memory was full, and I was seeing things from, months and months ago. But everything that I talked about and the podcast episodes that I was building, I use my chat GPT to build and then to record memory for me and to help make the images and everything. So I'm seeing this lineup of things that we've talked about and things that we've made podcast topics of, and it's like the channeling sessions that I did with, like, channeling water, and the topics were all building up to what's going on right now. It was crazy to see that, like, in context, in a little outline, like, user said blah 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 da, 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 da. And then it's like boom boom boom. I'm like, that happened, that's happening, that's happening. So I'll probably post the screenshots to Facebook because it was really I geek out on that stuff. I'm like, I already said all of this, but it was fun. So I might post that for you guys to see, the little lead up. If they keep Americans busy, they won't know what's going on across the pond. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And now that's getting a lot of attention because of the beautiful Greta Thunberg, um, and the very skillfully planned mission to take humanitarian aid to those in the Gaza Strip. Um, it was, yeah, they set it up because they knew what was going to happen. They knew that they were going to break international law when they did it. And they were like, okay, all of these countries want to stay silent and let this happen. Well, we're going to get multiple countries involved because we're citizens of those multiple places. So now, so I love, I love the whole team for doing that, and all of those who went into the brains of putting that all together. It was absolutely gorgeous. That's that rebel spirit that I love, you guys. Hey, Sue, we love you. Okay, so yeah, I didn't have a lot of time. My eyebrows might be like not perfectly even and stuff because I usually do take about 45 minutes to an hour to make sure every day that they're, somewhat even. But I had to slap some makeup on real quick before the podcast because it was like 45 minutes until I had to start setting up and getting ready, and I hadn't gotten myself ready for the day because I was doing, all of these other things and shipping and, packaging and all of that. So I've been busy. So yeah, you get what you get, guys. That's what it's at today. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. My kids are having a blast now all of a sudden, so you'll hear them chuckling. Okay. I'm going to start over here because it's all laid out perfectly for that. So we're going to do things a little bit differently. Left to right instead of right, left, middle. It's my process. Doesn't even matter, but it's my usual process. But when I'm told to do something a different way, I listen. So, bottom of the deck, we have Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. We are not doing it alone. On the collective scale, we are all coming together as soul family, which is the way that it should have been the entire time. Okay, no more division, no more us versus them. It's more talking about unity now. That is what the new earth is about. And the soul tribe is coming together. Okay, and for you and your individual experience, if you haven't started having that happen already, it's astonishing to me because if you're watching, you're probably part of this community and have been for a while. Um, but if not, hey, you found some soul tribe here. So interact, let us know that you're here, and we will absolutely love and support you and bring you on into the soul soup. But bottom of the deck with the Moonology Oracle, I've used, which one is this? I don't have my box for it over here. I got some cards out that I haven't used in a really long time. They were in a box. So yeah, whatever this is by Rebecca Campbell. I have multiple decks of hers, so I don't even know. Yes, Cassandra, I know. You're very close to achieving your goal with the gibbous moon. Very close. The culmination. So this is on the way to the full moon. This is not quite there yet, but closing in on that full status. And we know full moons talk about endings, conclusions, new beginnings, transformation. Nothing is yet set in stone, showing up here. So if this is with regard to you and your individual experience and perspective, you have the power to change your experience. I'm on my podcast. You're yelling. Please stop. Hold on. They don't hear me. Yeah. Parenting of boys. They don't hear you whenever you Mary Poppins them. You gotta you gotta get loud. Sorry about that. So with regard to you and your individual experience, if things are not as you want them to be, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep focused on that trajectory. Align your thoughts, your actions, your your energy, your frequency to align with the trajectory in which you want to go, the end game of where you want to go, instead of everything that's going on right now, everything that's going wrong right now, because it is chaos. It looks like chaos. It's everywhere right now. And this energy, Gaia is even purging. The tectonic plates are shifting. Ancient energies are being released. Suppressed emotions, ancient suppressed emotions, traumas, triggers are surfacing these things right now. It is happening on an individual scale. It is happening on a collective scale. So there must be some breakdown, some removal, and some rearranging to make space for what is coming in for you, whether that's in your individual experience or the collective one, okay? Inner temple devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. And we did that yesterday, didn't we? In that meditation. Continue to tap into your heart space, go into meditation, tap into that inner portal, because you are the anchor. It's already created in the quantum, or else you wouldn't be able to conceptualize it in the first place. You wouldn't be able to desire it if it wasn't already created for you in the quantum. So you are the anchor. You're bringing this down. You're anchoring it down. You're already doing it right behind that. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. What have I just said for the past couple of minutes? Okay, you're already doing it. So stop overthinking it. Keep facing your true north. Keep walking toward that. Keep aligning towards that. Keep shifting your thought patterns and aligning them with the life you want to live, with the experience you want to have. Okay? Trust your path. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You're supported fully. Okay? If your intentions align with your highest good and that of others. Oh, you fell asleep with my meditation oil on? Awesome. I have a huge sale going on right now on my website. I slashed prices like super duper cheap. So if you feel like, re-upping before you start running out, then now is a perfect time to do that. Like the roller balls are $5 each. The oils, the 2 ounce, 1 ounce. Yeah, the 1 ounce oils are $22 right now, or 20. I don't remember. I just went and slashed a bunch of prices. So y'all ordering stuff from me will help me to pay my bills. So yes, expect powerful change because you're trusting your path, because you're listening to that inner wisdom. Yay, Cassandra. I'm happy for you, love, not just for you to be able to buy my stuff, but ever so grateful for that. I will be keeping the sale as is for at least 2 weeks. I'm thinking maybe just kind of play it by ear. I'm not certain. So it'll be there for at least 2 weeks, okay? Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Shit's being eclipsed from our lives right now, collectively, individually. Emotions, those stagnant emotions, they're coming to a head. We're having these hectic, chaotic, come to Jesus moments, for lack of a better term, in our own experiences. And we are being forced to do things differently, to think outside of the box. Okay, because they've tried to keep us in a box. That's why they programmed us, to try to keep us in this little itty bitty box. But now we're awakening to who we truly are. Now we're tapping into that God source part of us, okay? And individually we're doing this, and then we're linking up. So guess how quick the shift is coming, you guys. I'm like, it's turbulent for me right now, because I'm like super sad. My heart is just wrenched seeing, these atrocities being inflicted on human beings right now everywhere. But at the same time, I'm seeing the beauty. I'm seeing the humanity, the love, the truth surfacing. Okay? And it's absolutely chaotic and beautiful to witness. The energy is gaining momentum. Okay? The energy is gaining momentum, whether that's you and what you want to do, what you're aligning to, what you're creating in your own individual life right now, and on the collective scale. Okay? We're saying no more. We know who we are. You're not going to treat us like dirt anymore. You're not going to benefit off of us and walk over us like we're grass. Not going to happen. Okay? keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Again, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. So your ancestors, for your own, individual experience, are encouraging, are supporting, are loving you and guiding you through the experiences that you are healing through right now, because these are things that they, at that time, it wasn't the time for those things to be healed, but also things that they couldn't heal themselves. So you are a blessing. Okay, you are a blessing to your ancestors. So be grateful for them, for their sacrifices, for their trials and tribulations, and for their triumphs. Okay. Honor them. If you want to do an ancestor altar or something like that, absolutely do that. I really don't. I work mostly in the psychic realms of things. I always have. So tangible, stuff, I'll do it if I feel called to. Otherwise, I mostly do all my work psychically. So I commune with my ancestors in that way. I honor them in those ways. So whatever calls to you, you do not have to, create altars for every single thing that you work for and with and whatever. Anyway, keeping that in mind. But we are the keepers of the earth. The earth's ancestry is cheering and supporting and so excited for this shift too. Okay. So trust and believe that there are so many more beings than just like our guides, our, the star seeds and the higher selves, and these upper light realm beings, which are, I'm not dishonoring them. I'm not talking shit about that. But it's not just them. It's every single being who has had experiences on this specific earth plane. Okay. And now it's changing. Now we're reclaiming our home, our creation. Okay. Believe in the impossible with the blue moon. Hi, Catherine. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon energy, you guys. This is what we've been talking about, what we've been, excited for, what we've been inviting in. Yes, it looks like fear, because fear virus has been here, for a very long time. Hey, Nicole, I love you. The wounded masculine has been parading around this bitch for far too long. Okay. DT, Taco Man, the supposed leader of the quote unquote free world, which has never been free, honestly. But anyway, is the embodiment, the literal embodiment of that wounded masculine energy, that patriarchal dictatorship energy. Full embodiment right here before your eyes. Energies tangibilize, right? And so this is the culmination of all of that. This is tangibilizing all of that. And not him, not just him. Not just him. There are others. I just said it. Yeah. I just said it. I will try to like tweak words or say things without saying them or whatever, just for algorithmic reasons. But, I'm going to say what I'm going to say because that is our right. As a human being, that is your right. Not just in this country where I currently reside. It is your right. And I will exercise that motherfucker until it is worn out. And then I'll get a new one. And then I'll exercise that one too. So right now, all of this chaos, all the fear, it's all surfacing. Okay, believe in the impossible, because this is meant to take place for us to work through our fears with that new moon of Scorpio energy. Okay, Scorpio is the private investigator of the zodiac. Scorpios will find out all the dirt. Okay, Scorpios dive real deep, very passionate individuals, very passionate water signs. I call them the fiery water sign. Okay, they are the fire sign of the water signs. But that's love, that's passionate transformation. That's exactly the energy that we need for all of this to pop off. Okay, so the cards are stacked against the patriarchy. okay, against the wounded masculine. And it's not in us versus them, any kind of thing like that. We are here as stewards, as keepers of the new earth, okay, to do it with love. And what have I said about love? Tough love is still love, okay? For my Latino brothers and sisters, they know about tough love in kind of a toxic way, but you know the jokes about throwing chanclas? That's not a joke. They do that. I had friends whose parents, you know, whose moms and grandmas did that to them. And my daughter has had friends whose mothers and grandmothers threw chanclas at their ass if they were getting out of line. So sometimes it looks like throwing that ethereal chancla at your ass. Okay. So we're working through fears with that passionate Scorpio energy. We are, you know, going to the depths that no one else is comfortable in to bring these things to the surface, to say, look at what energy you have been feeding here. Do you want to feed it? You want to make it bigger still, or do you want to, you know, euthanize it, for lack of a better word? Hello, Steph. Love you. So trust the niggle. What's that niggling feeling trying to tell you? What are you being told to look at right now, no matter how ugly it is, in your own experience or in the collective one? Where is it leading you? It's leading you to do that deep dive. So much as a child. Oh yeah, Sonia knows about chocolates. Step out of line, you get a chocolate to the face, okay? So dive deep. Whatever is surfacing for you right now, whatever is being triggered for you right now, love yourself enough to dive down to the root, to the very depths of that darkness, and shine light on that. Okay. Love it. Bring love, compassion, connection, because you're disconnected from that. Reconnect and integrate. Okay. Um, Now, with my opinions and my feelings towards the DJ of the USA, I'm still working on that one. It's a little difficult. I have my own I have my own opinions. Epstein's, you know, ending of his jail time, and you know, that fascist, yeah. Um, the ending of his, or the narrative of the ending of his reign. Um, they just moved him and rescued him to the US. Anyway, I'm anticipating something like that, which anyone who has followed or anyone who knows anything about anything doesn't believe that Epstein actually, you know, was unalived himself. Um, Deep protection and governmental protection too, because I guarantee you all of these politicians, they're on the list. They're in the videos or on the logs or whatever. And that's why so many celebrities, influencers, government officials are right now, because there's blackmail. That's how they run things. So be mindful of who you want to encourage to step into leadership when it's all said and done. Seems a little crazy. Yeah, a little bit. Just a tad. Nothing going on here. I've been keeping my eye open. Kind of some weird stuff happening around me locally in my tiny little town. Just kind of raise eyebrow type situations energetically. But we haven't had anything crazy because it's all popping off in the bigger cities. And I'm way away from any big cities around here. So luckily, my kids, my neighbors, everyone is safe. Keanu, is he too? I haven't I haven't been like seeking out to find out who is and who isn't, but I know there's a lot more that isn't than that is. And yes, I know I said that incorrectly. I did it on purpose. Yeah, those kind of people do not off themselves, Holly. Absolutely. They have clubs and blackmail on one another, and they protect one another because they don't want their ass shown to the world either. So you're going to see a lot of that tight lipping. Um, and you know, if they're not, yeah, if they're not speaking up, speaking out, then keep an eye out. Trust that niggle, okay? Nothing will come of this situation. Void of course, moon, okay? Nothing negative will come of this situation, is what I'm getting from this, because right below that we have the initiation, rite of passage, and crossing the threshold. So this is the initiatory phase. This is the initiation. This is walking from this, dystopian side of things through that portal to those beautiful, blue, purple, just ethereal looking colors, the pyramids, all of that sacred technology, which you already came in here with, but bigger sacred technology. 10 minutes from NYC, want to move maybe in some years. Yeah, I sending you so much love right now. I'm sure it's so chaotic. Whatever you can do to assist, from right where you're at, sharing stuff, information, things like that, that can absolutely be helpful. Holding down that frequency, meditation, sending protection to your brothers and sisters that are out there in the streets. Absolutely, everyone has their talents, everyone has their roles to play, and it's not for everyone because not everyone would be capable of actually going down there physically. So just keep that in mind. There are things that you can do that don't directly put you out on the street, in the action. So this is the rite of passage. Okay, this is the moving forward. We have King of Hats. I used the Alice, or it's the Wonderland Tarot or something like that. I don't remember it, and I don't have the thing. It's in a closet somewhere. So King of Hats is King of Cups. This is remaining balanced, even though seas around you might be turbulent, the waters around you might be turbulent. This is maintaining that balance, and his cup is full. Okay, he's holding a full cup, even with all of these raging waters around him. Not really raging in his picture, but for the context for us. Taco says burrito was executed years ago. That I do believe, since the burrito never looked the same. I love you, Holly. So that is that true divine masculine energy that is showing up, right in the middle of the reading ish. It's the wounds of the masculine surfacing to be healed. And yes, there are going to be different ways that this is taken care of, that it's handled after the fact. There will be justice, there will be peace, there will be balance restored to this plane again, because the star seeds are here, because the light workers are here, because guacamole. I love my Latino brothers and sisters, and not just Mexicans. And they're not just going after Mexicans either. Okay, let's get that perfectly clear. They're also deporting infants and children within the foster care system that do not have papers. So, another thing that really upset me, but we're working through it, okay? And as soon as I find out a way to work through it, I will let you guys know. Hot tamales. I love tamales. Steph has never had a tamale because he's in Canada and he's used to French food and Canadian food, poutine. But doing what lights you up, doing what you can do to be of service to your fellow humans right now, even listening to that guided meditation that we did yesterday, every single day, you can do that. That's anchoring the frequency, that's you sending this protection and this love and everything to your brothers and sisters in humanity. There are so many things that everyone can do, even if things aren't popping off around you locally. So again, that's why we're all here. And it's not just for the US, we're talking about the other places too, and that was absolutely included in the meditation yesterday. If you didn't get a chance to do that with us, I suggest you go back. It is going to be on Facebook for 29 days, 29 more days before they delete it, but it will be up on YouTube forevermore. So if you didn't get a chance to join us, space and time do not matter. You can go back and you can do that meditation as many times as you want. Norwegian government pulled their exchange students from USA. Good, because it's not safe for them. Absolutely not. So I'm glad. And it's sad that that has to happen, but for their safety right now, that is the smartest thing that they could do. So, yeah. Anchoring that frequency, okay, in whatever way that you can. If you can physically be there to peacefully protest, link arms, fly American flags so that they don't try to paint it as, oh, this is, insurrection. Assertive anxiety, just blow through it, ground yourself extra right now. Meditate as often as you can. And that meditation that I did yesterday, we were sending protection and love and everything to everyone. But also the first part of it is more so about empowering you, bringing you to a balanced and peaceful state before then going out and placing the protections on others. Thought you'd come put your feet in the grass for a few. I love that, Catherine. That's beautiful. So we're in this limbo situation right now. We're in the butterfly soup, the transformation phase. It sucks. It's painful. It's, torture for a lot of people, quite literally. Even worse than that, in a lot of cases. So it's going to be chaotic. It's going to look like a trash situation. It's a dumpster fire, okay? It's a dumpster fire. Page of hats in the reverse. This is page of cups showing up in the reverse. This is unfulfilling offers, things being, we're being, in my country right now, we're being offered authoritarianism, and we're like, no, we don't want that. No, not here. No. So this could be, someone, there's a lot of government positions right now that are being uprooted, people being fired and losing their jobs and things like that right now. So that again could be an example of some kind of offer that you're not satisfied with, that isn't fulfilling for you, that it actually is quite the opposite for you. If things like this are happening in your life, or you're experiencing any kind of a loss right now, just know that better things are coming for you. You are building the new, you are creating the new, and there will be a chance to celebrate this soon. This is community coming together and celebration. We are ushering in the new age, okay? It's time to take action. On the bottom of the deck over here, I just synced it. What do you need to release? It's time to take action on letting shit go. And that's the stuff that does not serve you, that does not fulfill you, okay? This is all of that shit that's been anchoring you down. We have the Four of Swords right next to that Three of Cups. It's time to take a rest. It's time to really go inward and heal ourselves individually, but also as a collective. It's time for us to look at our collective shadows. It's time for us to really see them for what they are and heal them. Take what we've learned from these experiences, because history's repeated itself again and again and again and again and again. That's his story, by the way. So of course it's going to repeat again and again and again. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. My masculines out there, I'm not talking about you. Just a little punny. So go within. Astral travel, out of body experiences to attain knowledge. You could be experiencing this right now, or this could be, guiding you to do that, setting intentions before you go to sleep, or setting intentions going into meditation and having yourself some experiences. Very encouraged right now, but mostly just aligning to that higher self and to this this life that you've created in the quantum, grounding that down, planting that seed. We have seed here with fertility, growth, manifestation, and protection. We are protected, we are led and guided. The shift has already taken place. It's just catching up in the tangible realm in real time, okay? Several reports of Canadians being detained weeks in suboptimal conditions with no reason whatsoever given. Absolutely. It's been happening for months. I told you about that a couple months ago. Like, don't come to the US if you have any kind of business trips or anything like that. Tell them, because yeah, that is, they're not, it's not just brown people. It's not just brown people. It's anyone. Um, anyone they can have an excuse. They have a quota. They have a daily quota. So that's why they're just picking people off the streets and stuff. Okay. So it is as bad as you think it is. Phoenix can rise from a dumpster fire. Absolutely, Steph. Yes, we have to give love and heal the shadows or they will feed from you. Yes. So, like I said yesterday, if you weren't here yesterday, whenever I said that, I was talking about no matter how difficult it is, we have to look at things from a higher perspective and understand that these same beings have been trapped on this wheel of karma, getting buried and programmed deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the matrix. So they don't remember their humanity. A lot of people don't, but we are here to awaken that. We are here to bring conscious awareness, understanding, and love to the situation. It does not mean to let them get away with it because there will be consequences. There's cause and effect, right? This is a cause and effect place. That's what they call karma. So there will be effects of this cause, but it won't be handled in the way that they are handling people right now, that they are doing these things to people right now. Absolutely not. It will be handled in a higher frequency way. But let's just get that straight. That will, it's all going to handle itself. But Nine of Swords, we have to awaken from that nightmare. We have to awaken to the living nightmare that we've all been stuck in for so long, because let's face it, I don't care if you are a billionaire or if you don't have 2 cents to rub together. You have issues, you have real trying hard times. And it's easier if you're a billionaire, I'm sure, because you get to do it in luxury and comfort and not have to worry about your basic necessities. I get that. But you know how they say money can't buy you love? More money, more problems. We've heard these things. Doesn't necessarily mean more problems, but it just means different ones. And most of that is reflective in their relationships or lack thereof. And if someone doesn't have love, if someone doesn't have true connections and fulfilling relationships around them, then how can they possibly have 1 ounce of humanity? They're completely cut off from human connection to begin with. So they're not going to naturally come by empathy and all of these things. Hi, Wendy, I love you. Um, so different perspectives. Yesterday was all about perspective. It was front and center in the middle of the reading. So we need to, no matter how difficult, I know because I've been like wanting to pull my hair out over stuff. But bringing that higher perspective and that understanding and keeping in mind that all of the characters on, in our own individual experiences and on the world stage are just that. They're characters playing a role. They are the pawn needed in this chess game for the checkmate, okay, for the end game. And that is bringing Gaia back into her natural state of being and humanity along with her. So we're waking from these nightmares, but first we're going to have to stare them dead ass in the face, okay? Solitude, going within, isolation, going within for answers, silence, and processing. This is a time of some heavy purging and some heavy processing. We're going to have to do a lot more work still, even after this starts to kind of level out. We're still going to have an integration period. We're still going to have that adjustment period We're going to have to restructure things. We're going to have to clean up house and restructure. So we're here for the long haul, right? Like one of those cards said earlier, I don't remember which one. But this is all part of this union, reconciliation, new love, stable relationship. This is unity with regard to humanity, unity with everything coming together for you in your life. You have to plant the seeds. You have to maintain the frequency. You have to maintain that trajectory, because status upgrade, this is the end game. This is the outcome. Status upgrade, money, career, achieving the accolades. That, oh, wrong way. Diamonds are created under pressure, intense heat and pressure. That's what we're doing right now. And then it's going to have to go under one of those little laser cutters or whatever that facets the jewel, and so it can bling and catch the light and be all sparkly and pretty. So that's still an intense process. We're doing the heavy lifting, all of humanity. Okay. So maintain your connection as someone who is within the spiritual community and are on a divine spiritual path. Maintain your connection, divinely protected, spiritual path, oneness, and secret knowledge. This is coded within you. See all that coding all around on this card? All of that is encoded into our DNA. Maintain that connection and project that out onto your brothers and sisters in humanity, because a lot of them still aren't fully connected to their higher being. You know, it's going to take work. We're still going to need to be here to show people the way, to influence, people towards love, understanding, unity, compassion, and protection for all basic human rights, and they're a lot more than a lot of people believe basic human rights are at this time. So we've still got a lot of work to do, you guys. That's why we're here. That's why we volunteered to come to this bitch, to transform, to anchor the frequencies, to maintain our balance, to love and understand and have compassion and teach that to others as well. When we do it within our own individual experiences, that ripples out, that teaches others in direct connection with us, and then whoever's connected to them, and it ripples out. So the job is not done. Even after all of this, this sinking ship is already, Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. Our job still isn't done. We're here for the long haul, you guys. So heal yourself, purge, do whatever you need to do to restructure your current reality, to align it to the one that you want to live, and maintain that frequency, because we are the children of the new earth. We are the keepers of this plane, and we have volunteered for a noble mission. And I know a lot of times it goes unnoticed for many people. For most people, these things go unnoticed, but not in the greater scheme of things. Okay, so hold the light, hold the frequency, handle your business, heal your shit, and let's anchor this new earth into being. Damn, AI is everywhere on the internet. Well, it is part of our way moving forward, but there are those who, try to manipulate it to do the shadow side bidding. So yes, those things are not so great, but it is the way of the future if it is used properly. So just to give a little bit of perspective there. So much work to do, I know. I know. And I know that was more collective focused. I did warn you guys yesterday that the readings will probably be more so collective energy focused, but I would try to, parallel that with some individual information, energy examples. So hopefully I did that sufficiently enough for everyone, but I know myself, I'm really collectively focused right now, so my energy is mostly going to tap into that one. But yeah, if you guys want to book a reading with me right now, they are on sale. $111 for an hour, and I don't remember what. I'll tell you guys right now. I got it. Welcome, Steph. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so the 1 hour is 1:11. And I can't even find my own shit. There it is. The 30-minute reading is $44 right now. And then you also have the option for the quick one question reading that is recorded via video, and it is emailed to you in a link. Those are $22 right now. Past life regression is just the past life regression itself, which is a maximum of 2 hours, is on sale for $155 right now. And I'm sorry, I changed that price. This isn't reflecting those prices. I'll have to go back in and fix those because I know I did. So the quantum waters hypnosis, which is my own technique, is $222, and that is a maximum of 5-hour session, between 4 and 5 hours. So you're gonna have to take a day off for that one. But yeah, it is. I'm gonna do this right now while my attention is on it, just so if you go to book, it's gonna be there already. I remember what I changed the past life regression to. It was the same as a 1 hour session with me, which is $111 right now on sale. So yeah, the past life regression, you get 2 hours past life regression for the same that you would pay for 1 hour of my time for a reading. So if you are interested in anything like that, please do that. I did just adjust the prices again. Hopefully Square will save them. I've been having some issues with Square. We got some problems to work out. So you're welcome, Wendy. Thank you guys. I love you so much. Okay, let's get to pulling up my outline for today so I can make sure that I hit all the points that I wanted to hit today, because it's been a busy day and my brain is scattered as usual. So grounding is of paramount importance right now. We've talked about this a lot. I want to reiterate, grounding right now is what you need to do. Get outside, hug a tree, go barefoot in the grass, like Catherine said that she was doing. Get out if you have a natural body of water around you. I have a river right here. I've been visiting the river, just visited yesterday. I had a beautiful client session with a local person, just met her yesterday for the first time. But we did have the session at the park. We had the river, we had, the trees, the birds. It was beautiful. So as much as you can right now, ground yourself. You can do it in meditation. If you can't get yourself physically outside for whatever reason, then you absolutely can do that in meditation. Breath work, your breath is sacred, and it is also an act of alchemy, because when you inhale the breath, it's oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. Yeah. So that's alchemized, it's transformed. But our breath, breathe on your hand. You feel that dampness, that's water. So you've taken in air energy and you exhaled air energy and water energy. So it is an act of alchemy. The more that you can focus on that and do intentional breath work is going to help you to ground at this time, and to also, move energy. You might notice that you're burping or hiccuping or like any other kind of bodily functions. You might be doing a little more as we continue, moving along this little transformative period, because those are ways of releasing energy. Hiccups are a big thing. I get hiccups all the time lately. Wait, what? Redesign. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Let me look on the big screen, because that's a long comment, Steph, and I can't read the whole thing. I redesigned my website last month. I found a super cheap way with all included. You can design your own. AI can help, and they are available to help with anything you need. DM me if you're searching. I had to leave Wix. They're way too expensive. Yeah, Wix sucks. I used to have a Wix site, um, but mine is done through Square and it's all free. Um, and you get the free website thing along with that too. I ended up paying for my domain, but yeah, I don't pay Square for my website or the the services, but they do take a fee every time I transfer money from the site to my bank. You've been getting hiccups a lot lately too, Holly. That is, releasing of energy. So yawning is releasing energy, sneezing, releasing energy. Anything like that, you might be noticing a lot more of that activity ramping up because we're receivers, we're conduits, right? We're receivers for energy, and the lower frequencies right now that are purging, we're also acting as like air purifiers here for this swampy place. Square was way too expensive there. Oh, that's weird. I guess they're not free in Canada. How strange. It's free here. So I'm glad you found another website though that you can work with and do that's not as expensive. Um okay, let me get back to my outline. Set your intentions for the day. Set your intentions whenever you have like a meeting or any kind of encounter with someone. Um, Set your intentions when you're posting on social media, set your protections and all of those things. Make sure that you're making this a daily practice. I like to do it morning and night, especially right now, but I've also been doing it intuitively throughout the day whenever I run into some kind of an energy, whenever I'm seeing something unfolding or anything that I might encounter in my day. I have been cleansing and grounding, shielding, and all of that. So I've been doing a lot of extra myself, and every single one of you are probably going to need to do the same thing. So ramp up on your spiritual hygiene practices and your protections and shielding, cloaking, cloak, okay, cloak. Those of us been doing it for our entire life to stay safe know exactly how to do it just organically. But if you haven't had to do that in your experience, not talking shit, not saying you're anything like that, now is the time to start intentionally cloaking your energy. Align it with source code frequency only, and any kind of inverted or false matrices do not even recognize your frequency. Consciously release from your bottom 3 chakras daily. Thank you, Steph. The chakra master is telling you how to do it. Okay. We've already talked about current collective happenings. But basically, we're watching the old unravel. The old is crumbling. Um, Governments are failing, systems are crumbling, truths are surfacing. And I don't know about y'all, but especially today, the internet, the towers around here for my cellular data, usually it's the 5G stuff that we all have, right? It's been on 3G all day. And my Wi-Fi went out right at the time I was getting ready to come in here and set up for the podcast, which is 30 minutes before we go. I set up 30 minutes ahead of time to make sure everything's, done. Anyway, my Wi-Fi went down and I had to go and reset the Wi-Fi, reconnect everything. So yeah, it's a lot going on right now with the solar flares, the solar activity, and with the energy that's present on this plane right now, the chaos. Like there's so much present here. Um, you will see things start to become affected. There are also different contributing factors depending on where you're at, but that's something that I noticed for my own experience. I have my own, but would love to integrate more protection. Yes, definitely do that. Definitely more protection for yourself and anyone who you encounter. You can set the intention that your energy, your frequency opens the hearts of anyone in your, physical vicinity or even beyond that. You know, anyone who's having an experience similar to me or encountering the same energies as me, I send my protection to those as well. There's a lot that we can do for ourselves and others right now that is very important for this shift. So I love that you made that comment. Thank you. Energies be cray cray in the USA. Yeah, check out Palestine. Awful, 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 awful. Um, and not just that, the Congo. Yeah, there's a lot of other places that aren't really getting as much attention right now because U.S. and Palestine are at the forefront on the world stage right now because of, you know, everything going on. So, but there are other places that these things are taking place. Yeah, Venezuela. Okay. Collapse is not destruction. Okay. This collapse, it sucks. It looks really scary. Some people are closer to being affected or directly affected than others. Um, Always kind of great. Well, that's coming to a close. um, we have to get the corporatized matrix the fuck up out of this. That's basically what it is. They're, you know, yeah, the one world thing. They've been on that train track for a long, long time now, and you can definitely tell. Think Soros. Think, um, what's his nuts? What's their nuts? Yeah, their names just left me. They don't even deserve my energy, so they gone. Anyway, you know, the mains. So this is purification. It's purification of energies of ancient traumas and energies. But along with those ancient trauma energies, we also have the ancient soul memories surfacing. We have the ancient codes, the original coding resurfacing. So yes, we're going to see a lot more of the negative stuff. You know, that's going to get more of our attention right now because there's so much hitting us all at once. It's just all surfacing right now. So it's hard to miss, okay? But make sure that you take the time to also recognize the joys, the beauty that's emerging from catastrophe, the humans coming together and loving and supporting each other, making sure that, you know, they're aiding each other as they stand side by side, regardless of culture, beliefs, religion, skin color, any of these false created dividing lines. There's a lot of that happening right now too. And even in the ugliest places, like in Gaza, there was an 11-year-old influencer that emerged from there. She was unalived yesterday. Sorry. But my son calls it the purge too. One of my youngest twin, Leighton, calls it the purge, and Lucian's been calling it that too. They were like, "This is like the purge." Yeah, but so even in the tent camps, she was making videos. When it comes to kids, you guys, she was dancing and singing and coming together and playing with other children in the community and feeding others. Her and her brother would help. They would get the food from the humanitarian aid and distribute that amongst their camp. So even though she's no longer here, she made a huge impact worldwide. And it's those souls that I carry so much reverence for. But it's hard for me to talk about upper lip's starting to get sweaty. I know. Absolutely, Nicole. It's heartbreaking, but it's also so fucking beautiful at the same time what she was able to do with her time here. Being a light in such a dark place. So, and it's not just her. There's many, many, many more just like her. Not just in her country, but all over right now. They did choose a hard path. They chose a hard role for this experience, but those are our light beings. Not afraid to take on the assignment and to ace that motherfucker. So, setting examples for what humanity is moving towards. And it's not going to be like that under catastrophe anymore. It's not going to be like that where we come together like this and really shine in this way because we're being held under someone's thumb. It's just going to be like that all the time. That's what we're bringing in. Yes. I'm highlighting your comment, Nicole, because I need to take a breath so I can get my voice back and like choke back the tears. Because, especially the kids, you guys. That's what gets me. The babies screaming as they're being ripped out of their mother's arms and their mothers are being taken away and they may or may not see them again. That is atrocious. I love you too. I love your comments, Nicole. Thank you. They're giving me some reprieve so I can reel it back in. I'm trying to reel it back in, you guys. Let me transmute this shit real quick because it's fucking heavy. So thank you. Validate your own emotions and those of others right now, just like we did. You guys held space and encouraged me and supported me while I was trying to get that out. The grief, the fear, disorientation, all of these things are normal. Yeah, Holly. And it's really sad, from a human perspective, but from that higher perspective, it's like the most beautifully orchestrated plan, because a lot of people can identify with a child's perspective because either they have children and would never allow something like that to happen to their children, or they were a child who suffered through some disgusting shit, things that they never should have had to experience when they were little too. So, yeah, if you guys have a chance, you can find her, like her videos and stuff on TikTok if you are on the platform. 11-year-old influencer Gaza is probably all you need to type in. But your phone will probably start suggesting it to you just because your phone is telling you right now through me about it. So it might just come up in your For You page anyway. Yes. Sue, it's a lot of so we'll talk about this really quick. I love the question. Yeah, you'd protect your students as if they were your own. You can strongly identify with that. Shauna, hello. So the Sue says this happened before, talking about first term with regard to the big fucking fat orange taco. How can people allow for him to be in power again? First off, has recently come into question whether or not the contest was rigged because the machines that do the counting and stuff were way off in a lot of situations. But they are starting to uncover some of that. Also, having experienced it myself, and a lot of you, hi Lynn, nice to see you, thank you for joining us. Stop. Taco. Yeah, oh man, I said some good stuff yesterday too, Shauna. um but a lot of us have had our own personal close-up experiences with narcissists in our own lives, right? Especially being light worker, starseed, any kind of empath, usually you have to go through the empath narcissist exchange relationship experience, right? So they will gaslight you. I would literally see my ex do something or say something, and I've always spoken up, like, you're not gonna, like, is that really what you believe, or is that what you're really gonna say, or that's really what you're gonna do? Because I'm down for it, let's ride. Like, I'm going to speak up for myself, I'm going to advocate for myself, and you are not going to do that. So naturally I would do that whenever I would see something. But there are certain hooks that they have. There are certain ways that they can penetrate your psyche, especially once they get the hang of your energy, by love bombing you all the time and making you trust and be open to everything. And then they see how you operate, and they see like what baits you. Um, so they'll do exactly the same, or sociopath. Yeah, exactly. Um, they will do it even right in front of your very eyes, or you will come across some kind of evidence or something has been done that is not okay, and then you call it out, and then they will gaslight the fuck out of you. They will say, you didn't see what you just saw, you didn't hear what you just heard, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. For me it was, you have seizures, your brain doesn't work right anymore, so you're seeing things, or you're making things up, or you're not perceiving it clearly, you're not perceiving it right. There are so many different manipulation tactics that they use, and that has been used by this person in particular quite a bit. They also play on people's hatred. So, yes, sadly, there are a lot of white nationalists in this country. It's an ugly truth that America, it's a big black fucking eye that America doesn't want to cop to. They don't want to talk about. They want to try to shove it under the rug. They don't teach us true black histories in this country. They never have. Um, he's using the system as it's been rigged against the people. He's using all the loopholes and everything to get what he wants, and that's exactly what a spoiled, rotten, fucking farting, nasty billionaire will do. They they will get what they want because they're used to getting what they want. So they'll do anything that they have to do, bribe or buy out whoever or whatever they need to do in order to get their way. So I hope that answers your question, Sue. Gaslit. People are traumatized. People are baited. People don't see things. It's the old tactics. So he is the bringer of chaos, and that is exactly what we needed to happen. And I just said, actually, on the podcast the other day, that we should be grateful for him for playing this role, for serving his purpose, because he did it good. He has brought to light every single negative thing, every misalignment, every governmental overreach, overstep, loopholes, about things getting to the the place that he's trying to get to. Like, everyone said that would never happen in the USA, right? Never. We have checks and balances, we have this and that. I was sitting in econ class in high school, and I'm like, you really believe that? I said it. So yeah, we've been practicing this, we've been realizing shit for our entire lives. The big orange bringer of chaos was necessary. It's not about him. It's not. It's absolutely not. Um, but his ego, baby, is he's tripping over that thing left and right, man. Big ego, little dick. Bet. Yeah, his big ego sure is getting the job done. Can I help you? I'm still on my podcast.
How long until you get off?
Probably like 20 minutes.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Love you. If I can stop doing side quests, I can get through this. Oh man. And a little brain for sure. Oh my gosh. And the people, like, are you kidding? Ed McMahon, the wrestling like owner guy, whatever, like WWF, WWE, I don't know what it's called now. That guy's wife is put in control of the education department. What? What? Lay a smack down on her ass. Jado man needs a check. Someone get the man at the source. I can't stand it anymore. I can't even watch him speak. Like, I've forced myself to watch certain things because like I'm bearing witness, right? I want to see stuff that's going on, and I'm like the whole time. I know. That's, I can't believe it. Insane. Mrs. Ed McMahon. Seriously? I'd like to see someone go up in that and take one of those foldable chairs, just like she did on her own show, man. Yeah, it's really what I have been seeing, my mind has been saying about this the whole time is like, this looks like Joker and all of his little goons, like up in Gotham City, taking over the policing and the military, like Joker has come into office as president, okay? And they're making a mockery. They're just laughing and doing stupid, silly stuff that like no one in those positions would have ever done in the past, like making a literal mockery of things. Hi, Jay. So it's like they don't have the face paint and the big goofy smiles, but might as well. So I transmute in that way. It helps me. But, oh. So notice what parts of yourself that is you feel like it's currently falling apart in your own individual experience, because it's the micro to the macro, right? We deal with our own experiences in our own lives first, and we also shift that for the collective. Duncan, seriously. He just came in and now he's ready for his dinner. I'm gonna probably have to let him in here or else he's just gonna cry and then he'll cry to get back out. Come on, buddy. Don't stay in here for 2 minutes, grab 2 bites, and then try to scream at me to open the door again. Okay, New Earth, not just a place, but it's a frequency, and that's what we're doing right now. So your anchoring tools are your connection with nature, like we talked about, grounding, getting out there, doing as much as you can to soak up all of those Gaia codes, your spiritual hygiene, okay? Take care of your frequency. You can use music, affirmations, boundaries. Boundaries are a big thing right now, especially for your divine feminine. Okay, whether you are a female or doesn't matter, but females absolutely yes. Right now, it's really important for you guys to do this. But everyone has the divine feminine within them, so protect, cleanse, and uh, you know, lock it down for your divine feminine energy, no matter what gender. You can't eat oranges lately. But I've been eating the shit out of tacos. Not chicken ones though. I don't really enjoy chicken tacos that much, and I mostly only eat chicken like as a person. But if I'm gonna have a taco, I'm gonna do it right, and it's gonna be birria. So, intentional community, connecting with others, supporting others, getting out in your community, and forming these connections, healing connections. I just did this the other day with my own neighbors. You guys know the tea about what happened between my neighbor and I um, last year around this time. Um, I went over and I talked to the wife of said neighbor. She is my neighbor also, obviously. And I said, I know we don't like each other because of what your husband did to my cat last year. I said, I don't really care about like that. Like, I do care about that. But when it comes to human rights and human decency, that's not going to interfere with my beliefs and my actions. And I reached out to form some kind of a community. I haven't heard back from her really on that at all. But some kind of a community alert system to help keep those in our community safe that might be targeted by, irrational and illegal acts. So forming those community connections, even though we had some personal shit that was not copacetic, still, I might not like your husband, but I also do not, under any circumstances, believe or wish for him to be, you know, taken out of the country just for being who he is, for having the color of skin that he has and the culture that he was born into. I said, honey, we can get together. I make some great quesadilla tacos. Like, we can get together, we can have functions, we can feed people, we can, talk, we can connect, we can, hi Patrick, love you. Thanks for coming. Um, so I myself, and you guys know how difficult that might have been for me, and it was, but I did that. And yesterday when I was opening my back door to let my dog out, he was outside in his front yard because my backyard there's a fence between us, a little chain link fence, and then there's their front yard. So he was out there like starting the grill or something, and I was letting the dog out, and I told her not to bark because she started barking, and I don't allow her to bark at the neighbors. Um, Still, even when the guy was an asshole, still didn't allow her to bark at them because it's rude. And I don't want to hear it. And my neighbor's there all the time, so like I would hear barking all the time. So anyway, um, I told her no barking, and he like moved his head to make sure that I saw that he was moving to make eye contact with me, and he smiled at me, and I could tell it was a little forceful, looked a little bit creepy, but he was trying. Okay. And I didn't smile back because I couldn't bring myself to that point yet. I'm still not there yet. I'm working on it. I went over there and, extended the olive branch and was like, I will look out for you. I will look out for our community. We can work together, but that doesn't mean I have to like your husband. So I nodded at him to acknowledge and kind of say hi without saying hi. And I didn't smile because I couldn't even force one. But, that's breaking some barriers down that we've had put up between us. So, I'm doing it in my own life. I'm walking the walk. It might take me a little longer to get there just because, the initial situation is something totally against my beliefs and my family. So, I'm still doing it. It doesn't mean that, you can disagree with someone or dislike someone, but that doesn't mean that they deserve to be treated inhumanely or to be removed from their home for any reason. And my neighbors are documented. They are fully legal citizens here. Um, just to make that clear to anyone who might be listening in, all of my neighbors are documented. All of my neighbors are legal residents of the United States of America. But because their skin is also brown, I worry for them because it's not really about that. It's about racism. So anyway, So building our intentional communities and replacing fear with presence. Um, Holding the frequency. Don't give in to the fear. Recognize it, process it, do whatever you have to do to alchemize that shit, to heal that shit, and keep holding the vision, keep anchoring the frequency. Breathe into your heart space and imagine roots growing from your root chakra and or your feet into the new earth timeline. Okay, feel the solidity and the peace and the truth of who you are. I will always be authentic, you know, and that's what I talk about when I, you know, talk about that rebel spirit, my business name. Okay, Duncan, get a life. Go on. Thank you. Um, so I will not ever not be authentically me. But I'm trying and I'm taking the steps and maybe eventually I'll get there, maybe not. I don't have to like the guy or smile at him in order to believe that we should all be equal and have equal rights. It's just that simple. So, um, yeah, authenticity, baby, is the highest frequency. I'm not I'm not people pleasing. I'm not going to do any of that. I can be spiritual and stay in my own lane and be authentic and be, you know, a human rights and new earth visionary, but it doesn't mean I have to like everyone. So keep that in mind for yourself too, everybody. Okay, so if you are aligned to this message, this entire podcast, all of us, whatever, you wouldn't smile at the fucker either. You're likely one of the stabilizers, one of those conduits to ground, anchor, and stabilize the frequency of the new earth. The vision holders, the architects is what we are for the next, for the new earth. So, sovereignty, authenticity, softness, vision, and embodiment of those higher frequencies is how we're going to speed up the process. Okay. Um, so if you are, for whatever reason, feeling like my client yesterday, not going to name her, anything like that, um, the local one, very, very, very needed session. A lot of chaos, a lot of upheaval. Her actual life, you know, circumstances are completely shifting, and she's just like, she was caught in the in between and having a really rough time with it. So um, remember that you're not alone. Everyone is experiencing these things to some degree in our individual experiences as well as the collective one. So as long as we can unify, love each other, support one another, okay, reach out to people that you trust, reach out to your community, whether that's your physical community, your friend and family circles, or the spiritual soul tribe, the spiritual community soul tribe right here. Because we will love the fuck out of you. Just give us an opportunity and we're going to do it. Okay. So you're never alone. Even when you feel like you don't have any connections or anything like that, your guides, your higher self, you know, you're supported, your ancestors, they're all here, they're all with you. So invite them in because they can't just change shit for you or really, you know, intervene on your own free will. So if you're having a rough time, even being able to perceive them, then invite them in, ask them, you know, my true authentic guides of the highest love and light, blah, 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 all of those things. Invite them in, ask them to show signs of their presence, to let you feel their presence, and you will definitely start to experience that. Um, you can reflect, journal, or ground in nature after this is over, or just any old time. But for those of you who it, you know, it helps you to process things by journaling, definitely do that right now. It'll help you to really be able to purge these things, to get it out on paper, or go out and do some primal screaming, go have a punching bag sesh, go to the gym, go for a walk down your driveway, whatever you are able to do, get that energy moving forward intentionally. Um, so, an affirmation just to close it out: even as the old falls away, I rise rooted in truth, love, and light. So affirm to yourself every single day. Okay, the old is crumbling, it's falling away, but I am rising. I am solid. I am whole. I am abundant. I am whatever. Start saying that to yourself and ground, 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 ground. You're always connected to source, even when you forget or don't feel it in the moment. Absolutely. And source is all that is. It's every single soul in creation. You know, they're just fractals of source. So um, see it in your environment, see it strung together in experiences or things that happen in your day-to-day, little things you catch, you know, as you're walking past the TV or the radio or on your way to work, and or hear someone say in passing, whatever it is. Start really noticing the synchronicities that are occurring throughout your day. You'll start to see it's threaded together. Okay, your pattern recognition, for you neurospicy people, um, pattern recognition will pick that up. Okay, but start intentionally picking out the good things, the positive things, the joyful things, the synchronicities, the angel numbers, the animal spirits that come and visit you, um, and start really being grateful for those experiences, grounding them in, taking them in, storing them like, this is my joy, this is my confirmation. You know, I am on the path, even though it feels like it's shaky right now, it's chaos. I'm still doing the thing, and I am supported, I am protected, and I'm loved and guided. And we'll get through it together, you guys. So if you're having a hard time, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our community is here to support you. If you need some time, you know, you can book a session with me. They are on sale right now, super duper sale. $44 for 30 minutes or $111 for the full hour. If you want to do past life regression, just the regression itself only is 2 hours maximum, and it is $111 right now. And if you want the full quantum healing experience with the higher self action and all of that, then you can definitely book that too. That is on sale right now for $222 for a session that takes 4 to 5 hours to complete. So if you are interested, if you feel aligned, please check out my website, rebelspiritrising.com. All of my products are super sale right now. So if you have been curious about any of the meditation oils or anything like that that I have to provide, then check that out. If you, even if you're not even low yet on my stuff and you've bought from me before, definitely check it out because the prices are really cheap right now. And your girl could use some help paying some bills. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me, for being here to support me and the whole community. I love you all so, so much. Still laughing at Steph's comment. I wouldn't smile at that fucker either. Um, so I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Again, tomorrow's episode is going to be 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. British summertime. So come join us again, please, if you can. If not, we love you. Catch the replay. Got way more angel numbers throughout my day when I remember to feel grateful for when I see them. Yes, gratitude begets more to be grateful for. So I love it. Perfect note to end on, Anna. Thank you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. Take care.